Yo, what up? Welcome to the Hesi podcast. I'm your host, Sterls. Got my dog over here. Big 30 the truth, Russ.
You already know what's happening.
Russ, what's goody?
Man, you already know nothing much. Chilling like a villain, ready to talk these spizats.
Hey, we got jam-packed show, man. We're gonna be talking about some shit tonight. King Luka. We're gonna talk about King Luka. Yeah. 73. Chet versus Wemby. Rookie of the Year debate. We're gonna talk about their accolades so far on the season. We'll talk about Sharon Moore taking over Michigan and the exodus at different coachings on the coaching staff there in Michigan.
Someone had a thought that might happen.
But the players are staying, but the coaches are leaving. So there's that. Kayshon Boutte, bets on himself. Like he really he took that to another level. We're gonna talk about him tonight. Conference playoffs reaction. My displeasure with Lamar and letting the Chiefs off the hook. And then we'll talk about Super Bowl. But there was one thing it's not on the list. There's one thing I want to talk to you about. So I want your raw reaction. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
And then you're gonna do your portion right after this. You got it for
actually it's wrapped into what you just talked about.
Okay.
Bootsy. So we could just because Booty, you was out of bounds, man. So it's wrapped up into the dumb shit that he did.
Caitlin Clark. Okay. Did you see her running off the court and get mauled by a
fan
of another team? It wasn't just a flop. It was a capital flop. It was a LeBron-sized flop. It was a flop of flops. And I wanted your opinion on it because it was it just you lost, and what do you think about that?
So literally when I saw it, I looked and I said, bitch flopping. So, pardon my language, but yes, I was like, man, she looked like one of the memes of the dude shoot somebody with the sniper rifle. She tried to make one of them happen, flailing her arms, hitting the ground, and then to be carried off. See, I don't want to go in on her too hard, but I do, because to be carried off, get your ass up and walk off the court. Like, why you got two people carrying you by your shoulders like you the dead soldier in the movie or something to be praised? Get your ass off the court. You lost. Tired of all that crying shit. You lost. Get off. There's another game to be played.
It's a problem. I think it's a problem. There's one thing about gamesmanship, right? But that's not gamesmanship.
No, but she knows she can shoot and she's nice or whatever, but she knows what she's doing. She's prepping up because she knows she's gonna have moments where she needs calls and she needs things to go away. So she wants the world. Hell, the world already feels sorry for her because the world already feels almost. The world already
go ahead and say it.
No, I'm not because they'll get labeled a racist. But the world has already started to talk about how they were trying to make her co-MVP and shit. Now,
I think you should go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it. This is the context where it needs to be said. Come on.
She is not
first of all, why are you holding back of all people I know?
Because
y'all, this nigga stuttering.
Fuck it. Fuck it. They're gonna come for me anyways. Everybody feels sorry for her already because she's a little white girl that can shoot, but she plays basketball in the nigga sport. So everybody feels sorry for her anyway. So that's off top. So that's one reason I really don't give a fuck. She's prepping herself because she knows she's gonna either have to play South Carolina, LSU at one point in time, and she's gonna have to get the world against these niggas. Because that's the only way I was gonna beat these niggas. Is it the world's against these niggas? And so, I mean, yeah, will I say she's like a sinister being, like in the background saying like, ooh, I'm maniacal. I'm like, nah, I don't think she's that, but I believe any smart human being is going to realize that, oh, the refs and everybody like me a little bit more than you. So let me go ahead and get this yucked up, get everybody to fall in love with me again. Because if everybody wants me to go to the championship again, which I don't think Iowa has the team that can do so, I just think that she shoots lights out.
Yeah.
Then they're gonna need every call that they can get. So like, yeah, it's just, you know, we live in a world where people want equality, but they don't want equality. So when you say what I just said, people can be like, you just hating on her because she's a girl and she's white. No, I'm not hating on her because she's a girl or because she's white. I'm hating on her because she's a flopping ass motherfucker. And she needs to get up and walk the fuck off the court when you lose a game and not try to have people feel sorry for you after a loss. Because after every loss that she's had, I believe she tries to make the world feel sorry for you. In the words of the young man from North Shore High School that walked in on one of the other schools after they lost and he was crying in the locker room, shut your crying ass up, get out of here. Another game needs to be played. We don't have time for this. I really like I hate how people are trying to like be like, oh, we need to get like support for man, shut the fuck up. She lost, she got knocked over in a court storming. When you lose and someone's storming the court, get the fuck off the court. One,
Yes.
they're storming it. Two, because you lost. Why are you on the court anyway? You're not getting an interview tonight, Caitlin. You lost. So like, yeah, I think it's a bunch of bullshit. And it's gonna and later when it comes to Roost, and people are like, why is she getting all these calls? Well, she failed.
And it's one thing where if you're in a game, I get it. Like it's part of its gamemanship, whatever you want to call it. But when the game is over, obviously over, like you said, people are storming the court. What is up? It just goes to show, and I hate to be this guy, but it goes to show the intent of the character of the person. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and people don't want to say it because you know Caitlin Clark is who she is and whatever. Like, she's a great basketball player. They're taking nothing from her, but this is a girl who she likes to showboat. Like, she likes to talk her shit on the court, and rightfully so. You have a
Yeah.
right to do that, right? I just feel like your composure needs to be better, and you can't do that. Like, and get carried off the court. Come on, bro. Like,
she has that. She one of them type of people that would like get shook and fall and grab her hamstring, like pulled something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like nothing bad can happen. You know, it's just you know, there's those type of athletes. You know what I'm saying? Like, and for her, you know, that's probably why they're not gonna win the national championship. But she can play though. But all that trying extra stuff, it doesn't really work, and especially in women's basketball. Because in women's basketball, except for the South Carolina game, with the foul on Reese, they normally let them like maul each other and play physical. So like, but I just think it's posturing. You know what I'm saying? But any competitor that's worth their weight in salt is going to posture.
Okay. Would you do that coming off the court?
Not in the same way. No.
That's what I thought. So yeah, I'm just not a fan of that. I'm a fan of Caitlin Clark, but I'm not a fan of that. Like, she lost some points from me on that, just from a character standpoint. Like, it's not necessary. You're not in the game, but we'll see how it transpires. I mean, you know, she has caught some flack, and when the video came out, you know, it's an obvious flop. So, but she's balling on the court, man. That doesn't change. But I just feel like, come on, man, be better than that.
We're gonna see.
Okay, so King Luka. King Luka.
Yes.
73 points against the Hawks. Now, we talked about Joel Embiid giving 70 to Wemby, and we had a heyday with that. Luka killing the Hawks. And so I want your opinion on that, but first, let me give us some scope. So, you know, you had Jason Kidd after the game talking about how, you know, like a performance like that, I mean, like, Luka's better than Dirk at this stage in his career, which I agree with. And then, you know, just hold on, because the great thing about this, we're both Mavs fans, so like, Dirk's our guy. Like, overall, Dirk is our motherfucking nigga. Dirk is our guy, right? But Luka is too. And Luka, what Luka's doing, he's carrying them boys on the court this year, man. But it's not just the game itself, but it's against Trae Young. Trae Young was the guy who, Mavs fan, we thought we were going to get, right? We thought that, and then they made a trade, and we get Luka. And Trey had, when they came in the league, there's always been this comparison thing between the two. So, and he's an Oklahoma guy, so I know you love Ice Trey.
I fuck with him, but there's a lot that goes into that draft and how I feel about Luka and felt about Luka, and can I explain it? So
Please do.
all right, bet. So because like one of my homies gives me flack for this all the time. He's always like, "You never like Luka," and I was like, "You're fucking right." Like, so to everybody that puts me on the side that didn't want to draft Luka, yes. Who did I want to draft? It doesn't matter because all of it was stupid. You know what I'm saying? No matter who you name, if it's not him, you're fucking stupid. So yes, I wanted to get somebody else, but the reason behind that was, by the way, I'm glad I'm wrong. He is the first of his kind. Like he is literally the first of his kind as far as name me another European player straight out the Euros that got drafted in the top 5 that became what he was supposed to become.
That's a tough one.
There's not one, and I want anybody in the comment section, anybody, go find one. Don't find me a guy that got drafted late, like Dirk or the Ginobili later.
That's a tough one.
Like,
that's a tough
I'm talking about the Mario Hazonias of the world. What's the dude that played in Toronto for all them years? Banyani, like all those. I'm talking about like all these. So at the time, my logic was, I'm not. If he's gonna be the first, he's gonna be the first somewhere else because I'm not gonna risk that. If you tell me 100 people that walked through this door and died, I'm not gonna walk through that door. And if you happen to get the one super nigga that can survive or goes through that door, then you win. And so I'm glad that my team picked him because you know what I'm saying, I'm happy to have him, and I think he is the best out the bunch, and I think that he is one of the top players in the league. But the other part of it, besides the 73 and the Trae Young of it all, is we just get to it. He's not skill wise. Yes, skill wise, watching basketball, can he hoop? Would you like in a game of like 25 or just hooping wise? Yes, he's got more skills on the basketball court than Dirk Nowitzki, but accolades wise and team leadership wise and sticking it out for fucking over 12 years, you know what I'm saying, doing everything, having to deal with the ins and outs of owners not finding players to fit you, all those type of things. No. See, all that matters. You know what I'm saying? Like when you talk about who's better, but if you're talking about just like flat out skill, like who do you want to play with on 2K? It's Luka.
So
like
during that game, and it was a historic performance on so many accounts, but he had a 91.2 true shooting stat. That's a metric used to calculate efficiency for shooting, and that is the most efficient game of anyone who scored above 60 points in a game in NBA history. So, I mean, just like it wasn't just a 73-point game, is what I'm saying.
No,
like
it's how he did it too.
It's how he did it, man. And you're talking about a guy who's not uber athletic, but he wins with smarts.
Can I say something real quick to that though? Because and you know this too. He's not uber athletic, but you don't have to be uber athletic. You just have to be athletic enough. And that's as far as like what you want to do on the offensive side of the ball. Now, defensively, you got to be uber athletic because you got to be able to match up with different types of people, like Sean Marion or something like that. But like for Luka, when people say he's unathletic, I kind of don't like that because like,
but he's not.
No, but he's not though. You know what I'm saying? Like it takes mad athleticism and coordination to be able to hit step backs like he does. It does take athleticism and coordination to be able to get the passes off. He does when he does want to, he does go through the lane. Now I'll tell you when I hear someone say he's not athletic, I think of Joker. That's like Joker ain't when you see Joker dunk, it's on accident. His hand accidentally hit the rim on a layup. Like you know what I'm saying? We've seen Luka rise up and dunk on people. And if you're not athletic at all, you won't be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I get what people mean. He's not nigga athletic, so I get it. But he's athletic. You know what I'm saying? Like he can get the job done for sure, and he can blow by you. No, he can. Like
no, look. When we talk about athleticism, let's be real. We think a guy who's the first person that comes to your mind.
Andre Iguodala.
Jordan, LeBron, Andre Iguodala, especially when he was with the Sixers. Vince Carter, sorry, not Vince Young.
T-Mac.
Yeah, Anthony Edwards. right? Like,
Sturmile Swift, like
yeah,
freakazoids,
Stromile
Kenyon
Swift. I
Martin,
saw a dunk highlight tape of Stromile Swift the other
like
day, by the way, and that dude was unreal
you
in
know
the
what I'm saying?
air.
Like Kenyon Martin. Like
Yeah,
when I think of athleticism like that, I think of guys that make you go, like I could never in my life think about doing that. But now, like when it comes to like when people say Luka Doncic is not athletic, they make
N-
it sound like
nigga, he's
he's
not.
slew footed. But they make it sound like he's slew footed and can't get
No,
around.
no,
You know what I'm
no,
saying?
no, no. I get that. I don't feel that way about him, but when he has a baseline athleticism that if you put his athleticism on anybody else in the NBA, it doesn't work. And my point
He's
is
got the
that
frame. He's got the frame. Yeah, he's got the
he's
frame.
got a thick
Sorry,
frame,
LeBron.
which helps
Sorry,
him.
LeBron. You're a freak athlete as well.
Pause. I said a thick
Pause.
frame, you know,
Oh,
on
it
me.
happens.
Yeah, what it is. You know what I'm saying? Nah, but the way he plays, is he not one top 5 smartest players in the league? Like, he
Yes.
has to be up there.
As far as guys that are the leader of their teams, he's number one. Well, number two. Sorry, Braun, again. But
Right.
man, fuck these old niggas. I'm sorry. Like you still hooping and you might get it done, but I'm speaking in the realm of the guys like what we're gonna be speaking of later. So like I'm not speaking of the old guys. So yes, LeBron, you are still the smartest player in the league. But as
Right.
far as guys that are not already you know what I'm saying, solidified in the pantheon of basketball,
Mhm.
he is the smartest player in the NBA. Now, the thing about the seventh thing is cool. He does it efficiently. The bad thing about it is he only won by 5 points. And it's not his fault that he's so good that the ball has to, like, the usage rate thing is pissing me off. Like, it's not his fault that he is so good with the ball in his hands that it needs to be there like 90% of the time because he's going to make the right play. I think it's on the Mavericks to try to get him some shooters that are going to he just needs guys that just shoot. I don't care if you can dunk. I don't care if you can do a bunch of dribbling. Can you shoot the ball and it going? Can you Kyle Korver this bitch? You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like, can you get me some Reggie Bullock? Reggie Bullock was one that we did have. He wasn't making it. We need him back because I see that when he did miss, it was a lot less than guys like Tim Hardaway. Like Tim Hardaway, I believe had. Let me look at this. He had 13 points. He played 32 minutes and he went 3 for 12 from the field. So I
Sheesh.
love the performance, but that also speaks to the greatness of Luka at the same time of him getting buckets. If you watch the Mavericks and we're fans, he's a pass first guy. Like he just can score and he wants. He's like the first superstar that really grasped.
And I don't like that.
Again,
Like, nigga, you a
you
scorer. Just go score. You know what I'm saying?
see,
Like,
but
that's what Kyrie's for. You know what I'm saying? Kyrie is the
now,
one that
okay.
you bring in
Peep
to
this.
really run an offense and so forth. Now they're using Kyrie in a 2 guard position, which is totally fine. Like, if it works, like, I totally
But that's
get
what they
that.
do.
You know,
Whenever they play together, they get their shit off. Now
yeah.
we could Tim Hardaway again. Stop shooting the fucking ball because
Trash
those
nigga.
shots need to
And
go.
he's a Michigan alum, and that nigga trash, bro. I just don't like the way he plays. You know what I'm saying?
He's not fit. You know what I said? I said he like we could call him trash, blah blah blah, but really he's not built for what we're going to need when we're fully healthy because his play style, the fact that he needs to get a volume number of shots up in order to even get hot, if he does, you know what I'm saying? The fact that he has to do that takes shots away from someone like Kyrie because Luka's ball dominant, so Luka's going to get his shit off. Like he's gonna get his shit off because he's in control of the whole thing. The problem is when Luka's like, all right, let me swing that bitch to Tim Hardaway, and Tim Hardaway dribbles 3 times and throws up a shot instead of rotating that bitch around to Kyrie. That's when we run into problems. And the whole defensive thing, but that's a whole nother conversation, you know, in a
Yeah.
whole nother
And he's
area.
been that way since Michigan. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that's just extremely frustrating to watch as a Mavs fan, seeing a guy that just has the green light. I would say the
Mm-hmm.
same thing. You know, I watch a lot of Nuggets basketball, and Michael Porter Jr. is the same way, but he gives you more on the defensive side of the
But you
ball.
know exactly, and you know that in the playoffs with the defense, you know that he's going to step up to his role.
Right,
Like
right.
he's going to be like whenever Joker or Murray's having an off night, I will get you 25 to 30.
Yeah.
Like I'm certified, I'll do that shit. So you can live with the up and downs of him in a season because that's what young players do. But Tim Hardaway's in his 30s, I believe. You're not a young player, you're a veteran.
And
Like
now
you should be able to do your job.
Mike Malone says about that that issue or whatever you want to call it. He says, no, we tell him when you get in the game, your job is to put up shots. So I don't know if Jason Kidd's telling Tim Hardaway when you get in the game to put up shots. I don't know, but I just don't see a fit or a need for him in Dallas, and it
I
needs
think
to
that's why you
stop.
have to remove him, because I think and another thing is people want Jason Kidd gone and everything. I don't think you want Jason Kidd gone. I think the problem is, and he's saying it without saying, when he says these little quirky things on the mic that people don't get, he's saying, get me some different guys. Like,
Yeah,
these guys that you have cannot run my system. Like, people want to focus on the fact that the Dallas Mavericks got rid of Jalen Brunson and bringing Kyrie and want to act like, oh, they don't seem as good. No, the problem is in that trade, the whole microcosm of the Mavericks roster and how it was built to perform with a ball dominant guy like Luka got exploded. On the defensive side of the ball, we had a guy in Dorian Finney-Smith, which it doesn't seem like it's that important to a lot of people. But when you watch the Mavs, he was the voice of the defense. He made sure that people got where
yeah,
you need to be. He spoke out loud. Dwight Powell, get your ass over here. The ball's going to come off the rim. He's coming from the corner, getting extra defensive rebounds and hustle, and has a lot of that type of play. That's why the Heat won him. You know what I'm saying? Like the type of hustle plays that you need when you already have stars. We got a bunch of guys that can play basketball, but we don't have a bunch of guys that are going to look up. We need some guys like PJ Tucker. I'm not going to shoot the ball but 2 times this entire game unless they leave me wide open and you pass it. I'm playing defense and I'm rebounding, because we got 2
yeah,
guys that can go for 30 apiece, and in the playoffs when it breaks down and slows up, they're going to have the ball anyways. And on top of this, Josh Green has taken a step forward, and he looks like a guy that can take the third position when it comes to trying to get buckets.
yeah.
And I love Lively. It's
So
just the fact
true,
that
so true.
I really hope that they pull the trigger and try to get Kyle Kuzma and Daniel Gafford here. I
Oh
think
God,
that'd be a perfect. I think the problem with the problem with what people think of Kyle Kuzma is we're gonna have to deal with his outfits. But the way he plays basketball on a organized team, he's exactly what the Mavericks need. He
nah,
plays tough
he
defense.
can hoop.
He can
He
hit. Yeah,
just nigga
we got to
just
deal with them outfits.
he just
Them
zesty,
outfits.
bro, zesty.
Yeah, Zoolander.
Hey, ain't he though?
And nigga
Nigga be
being
having
he
that
come,
blue steel, don't he?
he be coming to the game like
Nigga,
Zoolander.
hey, when he
Hey, bro.
came in that mug with that fucking pink sweater,
Bruh, that
I
baggy ass
understand
Pepto.
fashion, like you want to express yourself, but that nigga
I
like
don't
really
understand
expressed himself,
fashion.
bro.
No, I do get it, but I do get it, but it's weird. So
It's
fuck
weird.
it,
That
yeah,
some of that stuff is out of control, dog. Like
that's
nigga
weird.
gotta
It's weird as
chill.
fuck.
He
He
gotta
wore
chill,
he wore a Pepto Bismol pink baggy
bruh.
ass, and then I think he's also worn like the male stripper fishnet shirt. I think he's also
Yeah,
done
he
that
one
one
of them
too.
too, bro.
Yeah, you know what I'm
It's
saying.
just
So
disgusting, man.
as long as you can play this, but as long as you can
Really.
play defense, it's embarrassing. It's one of those you want to get your ass back in the house.
All right, so and good thing is we are closer into the NBA season. NFL is kind of
Mm.
wrapping up, right? So we're talking more basketball. So if you're basketball heads and you feel what we're talking about, make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to the show. Let's talk about Chet versus
Hit the
Wemby
bell.
debate. Hit the freaking bell, man. Chet and Wemby. Damn.
Oh
That's a
yes,
that's a that's a that's a tongue twister there, bro.
Shed and
Look,
Wimby. That's what she said.
how first of all, how do you feel about a player in Chet Holmgren who didn't play his rookie year, but comes into the, he's healthy, he's playing. You're not really a rookie, bro.
No, no, you're not. I was the one that pounded my chest about this when Ben Simmons was about to get his rookie of the year, and said that's not fair. You are not a rookie. I mean, I'm sorry for you that you got hurt, and I'm sorry for
Yeah,
that. Excuse me, and I'm sorry for that you did not get to experience your full rookie season at all. But you're not a rookie.
at all.
And to those are like, how could you say that? It's that because a year before Wimby got in the league, he was not getting NBA practicing, NBA training, NBA film study, NBA nutrition, and
Mm.
I'm making sure I'm saying NBA not professional because there is a difference.
Yeah, no,
He
there is.
wasn't getting
This is different.
he wasn't getting NBA money like Chet Holmgren. Having a year, that's like getting drafted and having a year to adjust to a whole new lifestyle, you know what I'm saying, before you even have to, perform. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
right.
it even takes, even though it's not something the player would say he wants, it's something that if an injury happens where you're going to be out for the year, but due to like what the doctors tell you that you're going to be back, you know what I'm saying? It's something that a player is going to use to advantage. And shout out to Chet for doing it. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, at the end of the day, we don't believe that he is a rookie, but we still have to
Right.
choose who the rookie of the year would be, in our opinion. So we're there. You know what I'm saying?
So right now on the season, Chet Holmgren's averaging 16.7 points a game.
Mhm.
He's shooting 53% from the field, 37.4% from three, 7.5 rebounds. I mean, he's getting blocks as well. Like he's having a
Yeah.
pretty good season. It's one of those things like, do you feel like he's meeting expectations?
Yes, and see, here's what I want to do. And I was watching another shout out to Gilbert Arenas. When people talk about point averages, and I'm 100% in agreement with him. I mean, the averages are going to be used for awards and stuff. But when we're
Right,
making
right, right.
comparison, use total points. You know what I'm saying? Because there's games people don't play. There's people that have like really really good games and they have off games, but when you have the total amount of points, we can judge their averages on their consistency. That's what I use averages for, basically, in my mind, is how consistently can you get the buckets. But the reason why I said it is because Victor Wambiana has 843 points, Chet has 785. It's a little bit different than 16 to 20 when I look at it. You know what I'm saying? That Chet's
Right,
still
right,
putting up
right,
a lot of
right.
buckets. That's just to say that Chet's putting up a lot of buckets. Now, I have to go with Victor though.
Oh,
I have to. And then, in the beginning of the season, I was different. I had Chet, but when it comes to the fact that he's included, and there's nothing we can do about it, so
okay.
I'm not gonna continuously beat that horn. Well, I am, but I'm not gonna keep going. He's not a
Well, let
rookie,
me let me
but
let me read the stats then. If you're gonna go Wemby, let's give the listeners what he's been
for
doing on
sure.
the court. He's got 28.6 minutes a game. I think it's pretty good for a rookie. 20.6 points per game. He's shooting 46% from the field goal percentage. He's got about 29.9 3-point percentage, 10 rebounds. I mean, he's got 3.1 blocks per
Mhm.
game and one steal. So
Yes.
he's a stat
Three
sheet
assists.
stuffer, right? Like he's
Three.
doing his thing. Yeah. Three assists per game.
Yeah.
Now, okay, but here's some context here. Chet Holmgren plays with the more complete team, right? He
He
plays with
does.
one of the best scorers in the league who doesn't get enough credit, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And they
Exactly.
have a better overall roster, whereas Wemby plays with not much at all. So, does that change your opinion on who you think is having a better season?
That's partly why I side with Wimby, and then the whole fact of some of these niggas on Wimby's team don't even give him the ball. Shohan or whatever your name is, the kid with the dyed hair who be jumping for
Yeah.
lobs when Wimby's going for shit. You not getting the ball, Ricky Davis. Like, this is not your show. This is not going down for you. The new kid has come. What did Ti say?
Did you just call that man
Get
Ricky
in.
Davis?
Yeah, because Ricky Davis hating on Braun. I mean, the other ones were too, but Ricky Davis famously was like, yeah, they brought that young nigga in to help me. No, they didn't. We saw Porzingis have to get shipped out of Dallas because they was like, you think you better than Luka? I should be the number one option. Bye, nigga. Like, like you gotta have reality in this motherfucker. So, like, I think that, on top of the fact that, again, it means a lot to me when you're a European player and you pick high and you actually pan out, because we have seen a lot of them fall flat. This is changing, and
Right.
the fact that it means more, man. Like, when you're carrying, this is not a Carmelo Anthony, LeBron James type thing. One, they were both rookies. Two,
Right.
both those teams were trash, and we argued because Melo should have won it because he took his team to the playoffs. Braun won it
That's
because,
fair.
hell, I mean, Braun won it because he went hard. Like,
But
Braun had the
Braun was doing him dirty
no
though.
Braun was balling, but that rookie season for Melo let niggas know, like, Melo did, he should have won that. That should have been his. But be that as it may, this is not the same. One guy was hurt, the other guys got training, and his stats are still better across the board. When they brought Victor Wambiana over,
Uh-huh.
did we think he was going to? We were told these things, but he has delivered on what we told. Now, he hasn't exceeded expectations to me, like someone like LeBron did when you were like, damn, nigga, like, we wanted you to do this and you doing this. Like, You know what I'm saying? Like, but Victor's a guy that they said he was gonna be a motherfucking creature baby, and he is. He's doing sham gods at 7'6".
Hey,
He's
that was
got
impressive. The sham god was
no, it's
extremely impressive.
bro. When he gets the ball and faces up and jabs and dribbles around somebody, it is impressive. When he gets it on a
Yeah.
fast break and does his thing, it's the only thing that's not impressive is that basic ass Slender Man dunk that people be getting live for. Like my nigga 7'6", he's got like a 10-foot wingspan. Like it's a if you've ever played basketball on a little goal, if you put your goal all the way down to 7 feet, that's what it's like for
He
playing for
said a
Victor.
Slender Man
So,
dunk.
yeah, bro. He did this stretchy ass arm dunk, and everybody screamed, and I was like, that was a basic ass dunk. He just tall as fuck, and like was able to walk that fast without falling over. Wemby's decent at best right now. I know you're a rookie, but I'm here a lot. No. He's decent. He's dope, but yeah, no. Like, yeah, when he's that's why. Thank you. Shout out to Bradshaw hitting us up. Much love on me. No, but that's why I give him the credit because he doesn't. If Victor had a Shea on his team, if he had a Shai Glizzy Alexander on his team that could work like that, this shit would be outrageous because
That's
he'd
true.
be able to.
That's true.
He'd be able to free flow throughout the game. The nigga might be averaging 30 if he had a guy like that on his team. So we're hoping that with these losses, the Spurs are able to pick up some talent like that. But I don't think anybody could take it from Wemby. And then on top of this, along with the fact that he's getting the points, he's carrying the team, he's got the blocks, we want him to block, he's more popular. And the NBA, your votes in the NBA are 85% performance and 15% popularity.
Right.
So, and it might be 80-20. And you got to be a popular motherfucker to get the votes in the NBA. That's just how it goes. You could average 30 and be boring, and they will not give a fuck about you. If you average 30, you better scream, I hate you, nigga, every time you shoot or something crazy. No, like literally, peep this. J.R. Smith is one of my favorite players ever, right?
Yeah.
Right? He is not like just over the top one of the best players. He was exuberant. He was super popular, and he made explosive plays.
He was extremely gifted offensively.
No, he was. But I'm saying if we were to go through a list, if we were doing those things where that guy has like the random NBA players like pop up and it says who was a guy better than J.R. Smith, like it wouldn't take us that long to find an overall better basketball player. Now, would I say like my opinion? Nah, J.R. King, nigga, is this your king? Yes, and he will dunk on you and he will wave at you and do crazy shit like guitars, and we will love it to the end of all times. But as far as his basketball goes, yeah, he's just it's just one of those situations.
So I'm gonna go Wemby with you. I just think if you are a player who's been in the league and had NBA nutrition, NBA access to workouts and shoot arounds and practices, like and film study, you're not a rookie. You're not a rookie. So I'm gonna give that to Wemby. Wemby, I think both players are great. They're gonna be great players, but Wemby does it for me.
I would say for Chet, he should win comeback player of the year.
That's totally fair.
Unless I'm mistaken, is there someone else? Ooh, when we get to football, I gotta ask you a question because it's your team. Speaking of comeback players of the year, but yeah, I think Chet should win that. I don't know if there's another person, which I feel bad if there is, that's coming back from injury that we could put in that category. But I for sure would let Chet have that because to be hurt like that, not come in, then come in and actually show that I did put in the work and I did do my job. Like, yeah, you deserve it.
Okay. All right.
I don't even know who Devin Vassell is. I do, but most people see that and say, I don't even know who Devin Vassell is. And that is another reason why Victor Wembanyama should get the Rookie of the Year because he's playing with niggas that only people that live in Texas know who they are.
Yeah.
Like straight up.
In sad news for me, well, not necessarily sad, but it's sad that Jim Harbaugh is no longer the coach for the Michigan Wolverines. He took the LA Chargers gig. But what he did do is name his predecessor in Sharon Moore. You should know who Sharon Moore is because he played ball at Oklahoma. However, there's this I think the Michigan fan base is excited for Sharon Moore. I think yeah, like he's the first black head coach at the University of Michigan. He's the 21st head coach at the University of Michigan, and this is the first African American coach. So I am like pumped. what he did when Harbaugh was out for the 3 weeks, taking over the team and winning those 3 games. I mean, like, he's a 2-time Joe Moore Award winner. He's great offensive coordinator. Like, this guy has taken so many roles at Michigan in his coaching career, and he's shined at every single one of them. Now, he's got a tall task ahead of him, coaching the Wolverines moving forward, coming off a national title bid.
Coming off a natty.
One of the things that, if you were to ask a Michigan fan, like some things that he had to have, you would say Jesse Minter, the best defensive coordinator in college football, if you ask me.
Yeah.
And Ben Herbert, who is the strength coach, but again, he was touted as the best in the country. They paid him $1 million a season because he was that good, and he helped change the culture. He's that good. Well, Jim Harbaugh built and designed the culture at Michigan, and he said, you know what? I'm taking my guys with me. So what does he do? He names Jesse Minter defensive coordinator, and he takes Ben Herbert this week. It just popped on Twitter. Ben Herbert's leaving the program to go join Jim in LA, and Michigan fans were like, damn. This is a guy who's very instrumental. You and I talk about like how Michigan has done a really good job at developing players, taking 3- and 4-star guys and getting them to the NFL. Ben Herbert leaving changes the game on that a little bit. It's just his influence in that program cannot be understated. So it's a sad day in one regard, but this is the dawn of another. I just hope that Sharon can get the people that he needs and the resources he needs, because Michigan is already behind the 8 ball in terms of NIL and collectives, because they I don't know, it's like the academia doesn't necessarily and the sports department doesn't see the same, that they don't see things the same way. And so Michigan also we're like, well, we'll just rely on the name of Jim Harbaugh, right, and his scouting acumen and so forth to get players in and develop them. So, but now that's gone. So there has to be a pivot. You see Ohio State spending $13 million this offseason, players in the transfer portal. What's Michigan gonna do?
Well, first, one thing is, I will say this: Michigan's not at this point is not that type of program, and
that's fair. That is fair.
No, that is fair. It's sad to say for those that want that type of program, you just won the national championship. So a lot of people are not going to be willing to just say, let's just go do it the money route when they just saw you win another, even though it's stubborn and you can yell at them, we don't have the same coach. They're probably not going to do that. With that being said, though, on the bright side of these hirings, of hiring more, even though that trainer's gone, and even though that coordinator's gone, you have a guy that's left in place that knows what's supposed to be there. So, and that's why you pick him and not go get some other more popular name. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got him because of what you just said about Michigan and what Harbaugh has done at Michigan. You went and hired him because you can say, at least you know what we're looking for. You've been in all the back. You've been everywhere. You've seen all of this. So you at least know, okay, when we replace our strengthening coach, this is the type of guy I need to get. And maybe there's a guy like the one you let go in Michigan and we don't know about. You know what I'm saying? And then the defensive coordinator. Now that's something that, again, you got to trust more to be like, I know exactly what everybody was doing. So this is what we need to get. You know what I'm saying? This is what we need to find, and this is the guy I need. So I think this is going to be one of those things that you're going to have to see pan out, because Michigan didn't make the wrong moves. It's just they didn't make an explosive move, because like you said, if you get a new coach and players start leaving and you're not known for a big NIL program, how are you going to reload?
So I got another question for you too.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of talk about, you have to keep the culture. Jim built the culture, and Sharon Moore is the guy that can just he can carry that culture on. And we don't want to lose the players that we have.
Yeah.
Here, tell me this. I'd rather have the right guy than have a culture. Like the right guy is going to bring the right culture. So they talk about, well, he brought this championship culture to Michigan, but Jim Harbaugh's gone. He's not a guy that you could just replace. I feel like, I told you a guy that in Michigan fans probably think I'm fucking crazy when I say this, but I told you, I would love Urban Meyer. he brings a championship culture, and he's going to bring some of the
Really?
brightest minds coaching staff. And we could say
Sell
all
your
we want about Urban,
soul.
all
Sell
we
your
want about Urban,
soul.
but Urban is a guy just like Jim who's won everywhere he's gone except for the NFL, right? Like,
Yeah.
so do you think that, are you, let's run it back with what we got because we're afraid to lose players and so forth? Or are you a just get the right guy? Now, Michigan would say they got both, but you and I
That's
say, I don't know
what.
about that exactly.
See, but that's where I said that's the decision that has to be made. Because if you believe, because you remember I was saying, Moore might be the guy, and you were saying I don't think he is. And I think that what this is gonna prove to tell us is, man, we gotta wait and see. Like this is not something that you can just say, all right, I'm for sure. It's something that you gotta wait and see if it blossoms.
Right.
Like you gotta have faith in your pick. As if this is your Michigan, if you're Michigan, if you picked him not knowing if he was going to be able to use the culture that you've already had with Harbaugh and continue it and continue to recruit and continue to make players better, you're stupid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That was just a bad, like if you set up and said, do you think he can carry on what Harbaugh's done? And like most of the people in the room said no, and someone still said sign off, then the person that's signing off on things isn't going to have a job in 3 years anyway. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So like I think it remains to be seen. I like the hire. I tend to like it when college programs try to keep themselves how they've been, especially if it got them, to a good place. But we've seen that fail over and over and over and over again in college football. I mean, we've seen both ways fail, but we have seen where, someone says stick your hands off the baton and the guy getting the baton drops it, fumbles it, and falls over and smooshes his face. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
and it's not that I don't like Sharon Moore. It's just the lack of experience. Like I just would prefer someone with more experience, right? Because I mean, he's gonna, how much patience, is he gonna have with the fan base or with the athletic department or Ward Manuel and these guys? Like I don't know. I mean, I just hope they really rally to give him the resources he needs to be good.
Here's what Michigan's going to be able to bank on. They won a national title, and it's going to be hard as hell to win one from this point forward.
Absolutely, I agree.
These next national titles until we're gone or until they change it again are going to be the hardest ones to get with the 12 team. You know what I'm saying? So for at least a good 4 or 5 years, you're gonna lean on, can I make the second round, third round of the playoff? You know what I'm saying? That's right. What's gonna, like, people are gonna be able to live off that, you know what I'm saying, for its time period. So I think that's gonna also change the way that we look at it, because college football is solely based on, can you go undefeated and can you win the natty? Like, you know what I'm saying? And those days, I think, are over.
They're over. They're over now.
They're done. So, like, we're gonna have guys that are really good coaches that may win national championships with close to 500 records. We may have teams that go in there with 2 and 3 losses. You know what I'm saying? That win. You know what I'm saying? Because not only are we talking about the fact that your biggest rival spent $13 million and got some dogs. They might have got the best player in the country and the kid from Alabama. You know what I'm saying? You also
Caleb
have
Downs.
Yeah, Caleb Downs. You also have the growth of the Big Ten and the Big 12 and the SEC.
Right.
But mainly the Big Ten and the SEC are now huge. You know what I'm saying? So teams are going to lose. If you think that teams are going to go through these conferences and be like 12-1 again, or 12-2, or 10, and you know what I'm saying? No, like, your favorite team is going to lose 2 or 3 games, buddy, because your favorite team is going to have to do things like, I believe, like, Alabama's got to play like Texas, and then Georgia, and then LSU, and then Oklahoma, and Tennessee's got to play like Oklahoma, and then they got to play their rivalry game against Florida, and then they got a backdoor with like South Carolina, and then they got a backdoor. So you know what I'm saying? Like, these schedules are going to be brutal. You know what I'm saying? So I think that is going to help more in the fact that he's not going to be looked at like, yo, we need you to go like undefeated or lose 2 games your first year. Like, you can lose 2 or 3 games. Now, I do think the main thing that he's going to need is going to be going into the next season to see how he recruits. Because right now he's living off of, you guys know the system. We're bringing back the same thing. Hurrah, let's go. Recruits we got. Now, if he comes out next year and bums it out and nobody goes to Michigan got to go back to the drawing board, and they have to do it fast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they got to get real with the NIL, man. It's one of those situations where you're going to have to pay to win these titles. You're going to have to pay. Like, it's less about your program and what you've been able to do in the past. Yeah. Teams are going to have to put up or shut up. So you're going to, your boosters and your regents and all these things. Okay, Okay, Josh, simmer down, dog.
Damn.
Simmer the fuck down, nigga. We just won a natty, okay? Okay. Who's your college team, Josh?
He's a UT man.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
He likes
Get the fuck out of here with that Texas shit. Man, this nigga could have came in here and said, I'm Georgia, motherfucking Alabama. Man, get that weak shit out of here. Dog, come on, nigga.
Joshua, welcome to the program.
Hey, thanks for watching the show, but nah, you're gonna have to fuck off with that.
No, I was gonna say, to all those, again, hit the like, subscribe. That's what's different about our show than everybody else's show. We will interact with you like your niggas would. Before you get to the booty, what you call it? You're totally right about Michigan. Got to spend that money. You got to spend that paper. And the colleges that are gonna try to do this weird shit that people do is like, well, we're gonna be, old fashioned. You're gonna lose. You're gonna fucking lose because they're going where the money is, and there's no reason why they shouldn't. Because as a kid in high school, some of these guys may not even want to go pro. Some of them may just want to get that bread while they can and get the fuck out. And this is a way for them to do that. And that's no shade to the players that want to do that. In fact, that makes it better for guys like me and Sterling that like to grade NFL guys coming in, which we're going to be doing in some weeks. But that makes it easier for us because we get to know, okay, he's just here for the money now. He's going to play his ass off, then he's going to be gone. But yeah, Michigan, sign them checks. Y'all spent like 13. Oklahoma spent a shit ton of money. Like Texas has spent a shit. Like, nah, you got to spend to win.
You got it. You think do it.
You think Alabama's keeping the players that they have kept by being frugal?
No,
please.
They've been paying people for a long time. I mean, it's not a new thing at all.
I just know how people talk about Ohio State like they spent 13. You think that when them players started jettisoning and leaving from Alabama, they did like any nigga. Let me buy you some gifts, baby.
Yeah.
You want a car? Stay a little longer.
Yeah.
I know you don't love me the same, but drive real nice here.
Wink, wink.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I got you.
You like Corvettes? You like Corvettes? I got two.
Yeah.
Oh, you like Lamborghinis? Okay, can you get 1,000 yards?
What's your favorite color, son?
Yeah, exactly. And thank you. A good one. Colorado is another one. Deion is doing just that. Deion's son is saying, "Hey, leave off school." Deion's that dude outside of the club just picking chicks off they nigga. Like, hey, what's up, baby? I got more money than him. I'm flyer than him. Like, that nigga weak. Broke ass nigga, come fuck with me and come get with a winner. I got some motion. Hey. And you know what they're doing?
Hey,
them players. Hey, Deion.
Hey, you talk about a nigga with power that can sit up there and tell. I mean, I'm not trying to be sideways on this, but tell them white folks what he need, and they gonna fucking jump.
And they
are gonna jump.
They are doing it.
Absolutely.
They're smart too.
They're smart.
They're funding this. They are funding it, and
they got the fuck out the way.
And he out here like Iceberg Slim, nigga. You want to make some money playing football, and you want to go do some other shit. You know what I'm saying? Now the caveat to this is, which is why I love Deion, because Deion the type of guy to look at you and the guy that give you the $100 bill when you grab it, he get a real tight grip and look at you in the eyes and say, "Now you know, this comes with something. now you know, you don't perform. I'm gonna treat you like everybody else.
Right.
Take the money now.
Hey,
shit.
I love what Coach Prime doing, man. Coach Prime.
I love it. I love
it. Legit though. He's legit. All right, so let's talk about Kayshon Boutte betting on himself. What a story this is, man. You're talking about a guy who won, like,
bruh.
I think I had higher hopes for him as a prospect coming into the league.
Oh, all of us did.
Right? Like he just showed I don't know, he just showed like, yo, this is a LSU guy, like he has it. And it's like dude was undrafted and he's in a wasteland in New England, no quarterback, so it's like they're not going to be able to develop him the way he needs to be. But I guess my nigga was hungry because my boy was got popped for gambling, dog. The NFL is
hungry
investigating him. Okay. He was charged with multiple accounts arising from gambling under age of 21. So he put bets on himself. He put bets on his team. And LSU. Yeah, and not only that, but boy, he placed 8,900 bets between April 6th, 2022 and May 7th, 2023.
Bruh.
Okay. And he kept betting. Okay. Now, the numbers, not only was he betting, but the nigga was winning. He was winning the bag. Okay. First of all,
Oh,
this is a level of
nigga, you
niggerdom.
should.
This is a whole level of
If you got all
niggerdom.
the answers, bro, that nigga
Fox,
zipped.
go ahead.
Bro, he zipped up his nigga suit and went all the way in. That nigga went
Facts.
all the way in. No, one, yes, always gamble on yourself. Always gamble on yourself. No, now, although this is stupid to
In
get
this
caught doing
situation,
this, I will say, like, you bet on yourself, so that's a good thing. Now, if he was betting on the other team and point shaving, we have a whole nother situation. But I just want to talk about the bet that he lost. Say he lost like an 8-leg parlay because he didn't get his stats. Come on, my nigga. You can't fail the test when you got all the answers, bro. Because you know when he filled that bitch out, he looked at the little bit. He said, "8K. Shit, I know what the fuck I'm doing." Click, click.
Right?
Everybody look, click, click. Like you can't be the reason you lose the parlay when you the one making the bets for the team you play for. Like that can't happen. But that 8,000 bets is crazy. Again, I'm gonna bring this back. You know what I'm saying? 1-800-GAMBLER. If you have a problem gambling, please call that number. Because look, the proof is in the motherfucking pudding. And to all the sports people, I want to say this, Sterling. To all the sports people, if you play a professional sport or you are in high level Division I athletics or high level athletics anyways, don't bet on the sport you play on and don't bet on anything that they tell you not to bet on because they will find you. Now, there's probably a way that you can get around this. Like you could probably find somebody and get a burner phone and then be able to call them and communicate them or only meet in person. There's ways you can get around it. If you want to know ways to get around it, call me. Shit, I got plenty of plans. Well, this ain't the place or the time to give away something. Fuck 12. Now, I will say this though. This is like it's stupid to do this in his situation. Now, maybe if he's gonna get cut, like nah, but booty, this is booty.
Ain't it though? Ain't it? No pun intended. Or is actually intended.
They go very, very. They go. Hey, you know what? I ain't gonna talk about Michael Jordan, but I know he was betting on some of his shit. You don't get that. You don't. But I believe a lot of players.
Look at this though. Let's call it what it is. If you a nigga and you doing this shit, when it comes to a white man's money, you better quit fucking playing. They're gonna find you out. They're gonna find you out.
And they will punish you to the highest extent of the law.
Highest, they will skin your black ass.
Bro, you could murder a white nigga daughter. That nigga would be like, you might be able to get out in about 5. You take a white nigga,
not fucking up my pocketbook.
You take a white nigga money, then you going under the jail. Nigga, fuck his babies, his money's his babies.
Well, they say you
did the wrong thing.
You can fuck my wife, but you're not taking my money.
Facts. And what used to piss off them all white cowboys in the movies more than anything, when they cheated in cars. When you cheat, if you cheat a white person in gambling, they will kill you, my nigga.
Yeah.
Like a nigga may want to box or make a deal, unless it's dice. If you shoot dice and cheat, you got a death wish, nigga. But in other types of games, like you cheat, a nigga might let you off. A nigga might say, man, give me a watch. No, a white man's gonna pull out that shank. I got you, chip.
Yeah.
God damn it. You ain't gonna play. You ain't gonna do me like that. You know what I'm saying? So like, nah, he fuck with the wrong people money. I just think that it was really, he has a gambling addiction.
Yeah,
I will say that. 8,000 bets,
8,900 that we know of.
Nigga, that nigga has easily had over 20,000 bets.
That we know of, bro.
Like Michael Jordan, hold my motherfucking beer. Like at least Mike understood time and place. Mike said, I got a gambling problem, but I gotta wait. This nigga said, I'm gambling. And we ain't even talking about a nigga that gamble like that is shooting dice. He's shooting dice, but shooting dice is a wonderful game. But anyway, he's shooting dice. Oh. He fucking playing cards. RP takeoff. He playing cards. He's doing everything. Like I imagine, because I believe Michael Jordan was this nigga. He probably flipped some quarters with the light skin albino nigga in the movie.
Oh yeah,
in the movie. So like Michael Jordan was. Oh, yeah. Booty was a guy that walked in the room and said, "Shit, what y'all betting on?" He don't even know the game.
Yeah,
I could look. Booty the type of dude that you could pull out a wad of cash and say, "Hey, my nigga, you ever play chickens?" And he would be like, "Nah, what's that?" Y'all, I don't even know what chickens is. I made that shit up, but Booty would play it. I could make some shit up on the spot, and he would play it for $100 a round. Like he just got a
Man.
gambling addiction, and that shit is serious. You know,
Yeah,
and with the
he got to get
advent,
help, man.
and on top of this, you know what else? With the advent of sports betting in America, we're seeing that a lot of Americans have fucking gambling addictions in various ways.
Bruh.
Like we are, and I say we because I might be a little bit of one of them. I saw a nigga say he watching Euro basketball today. My nigga,
that's called degenerate status, bro.
Euro I see niggas bet on rugby. I have bet on tennis. I have bet on golf. I have bet on rugby. I'm not gonna lie. I bet on cricket. I don't even know the fucking rules. I don't even know the rules. The shit just said minus 132, and I said, ooh. No, nigga, y'all ain't getting that. Like sometimes I go on Prize Picks and just bet the lesser on the niggas I don't like. You know what I'm saying? Hey. Like legalizing betting in America was like the greatest worst thing ever. Like you unlocked the door to all of us degenerates that will bet on anything and everything. I would, Sterling, if we was at the lake, I would bet you I could feed more bread to the ducks than you.
Dog.
I'd be like, count them. But yeah,
Josh,
man.
thank you for that. He says, did the math. That's 22.7 bets every day of the year. This nigga didn't have a Sabbath.
But is there anything? Rest what? Is there anything this nigga did? Like he was probably there's nothing. What
this nigga was hungry. This nigga was hungry.
Name anything that's healthy to do 22.7 times a day.
God damn.
Nigga, anything. There's nothing you can do 22.7 times a day that is healthy. My nigga, take a break. Nigga, you have a problem. He was probably betting at practice. While betting at practice. He was probably put a bet in. I bet you I make this catch. I bet for Sunday too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
boy, he was on it, dog.
Is that 8? And that's, bro. 8. I want to know. I wish you would just come out and tell us like
that we know of.
That's before they started caring, because they don't care until you start winning. You can make let me tell you this, people, if you make 8,000 bets, no matter fuck if you play for the NFL, NBA, if you losing them hoes, they don't give a fuck.
Right.
Keep losing. That nigga was winning. And when he started winning, they said, hold up, wait a minute. Why are you winning so much? You've got some background, like information.
Yeah.
I think you.
Yeah. All right. So let's pivot to conference playoffs. Okay. More NFL talk we got here. So, man, we had some stinkers, dog. I mean, they were both good games.
No, but say it about the teams a lot. Disappointments,
man.
So we about to get on some niggas' ass.
Let's get on. Let's
start
with the Ravens, dog.
Let's play the blame game. Because you know me, I told somebody, I said, shit, Lamar, I love you, but if you do it, if you whoopee cushion, I gotta get you like I got my nigga Dak and Lamar. I will say this. There are reasons why that game looked like it did, and you did catch a pass by yourself like a super nigga. But my nigga, Isaiah Likely is not Randy Moss. When he puts his hand up, you do not have to give him the ball, bro. You do not have to give him the ball. Now, I will say
this. Which was pass interference.
Which it was, but shit, they didn't call it because you shouldn't have thrown that motherfucker. That's like asking for a foul shooting on 4 niggas. No, nigga, you shot it over 4 niggas. What happens. And like to Zay Flowers, I know you fucked it up because that would have changed momentum. But to be the star of your team and to see the offensive game plan, it's one thing to see that offensive game plan and say, I'm fucking with it. And then to go in the game and at halftime say, scrap that shit, a la what you did against the Texans. But to go out there against Pat Mahomes and they run the ball more. You handed off the ball 6 times. And yes, we could blame Monken and blame the offense, but damn it, Lamar, you got to look up and easy. There's 2 choices you got to make in that situation. You got to make the fucking throws and the plays, or you got to tell your coach, my nigga, let's run. Or wait a minute, Sterling, I just forgot this. Maybe you should take off like Lamar Jackson. What the fuck are we doing?
Well, like, he did that in the first quarter.
Nigga, it's 4 of them.
That was it. That was it.
4 of them.
So
I do. Go ahead.
No, man, I just think that, like, I think America needed Lamar Jackson to ball out and do his thing, and it didn't happen. And one of the things that really sticks out to me is that Lamar Jackson is 0-4. Okay, in playoff games where he has their season low of point total. They only scored 10 points this game. The last time they were in the playoffs, they lost to the Bengals, and he didn't play, right? I don't think he played in that game. No, it was Tyler Huntley.
Yeah.
And the Bengals beat him. And then the Bills, the seasons before that, the Bills beat him. They only scored 3 points. Like Lamar Jackson, as great as he is, he's got to show up in these kind of games. As much shit as you want to give Josh Allen, Dak Prescott threw 400 yards in the playoffs.
I'm not giving him that. 400.
No, but in the playoffs,
I feel you. I feel
playoffs,
you.
when Dak's in the playoffs, he's not the reason they lose.
Yeah, okay.
He plays to his potential. Now he may have some mistakes. Okay,
Josh
Allen for sure. Josh Allen for sure. Yeah.
I was gonna say, as we make this talk, they all the same. Goddamn it! Like,
don't do that.
No. Okay, at least Dak Jackson is a real thing. Dak Jackson is a real thing because the type of falling. No, it's like no. I can and I have to, bro. Like, it's one thing to lose. Josh Allen loses, nigga. Y'all fall on y'all's face. Like, it is one thing to just lose, but it is a whole nother thing to fully fucking
to look like
on
you don't belong. That's the problem.
And what the definition of choking is looking exactly the opposite of what you've looked like the entire. And the Texans didn't do that. They got beat by a better team. Like, they still fought. Like, no, when that game started, nobody in the
they were outmatched. No, and they still hung in there.
Exactly. The Texans get all the respect. What the Ravens offense did, no shade to their defense, because damn it, them boys are some dogs. And to go out there in the second half and do what they did and give Lamar Jackson a chance to keep this game. Like, I have no shade to them. Things happen in the game and plays are made, but no shade to them. Only people that was getting motion on them was really Travis Kelce. You know what I'm saying? And the violence between the man that runs like he has something against the roots of the ground and Pacheco and them linebackers was a thing of football beauty. Like, that was for those who were like, that's rough. That's football. The way that he was hitting the hole and they was hitting him and it was going back and forth. That's fucking football. The way that offensive line was driving people into the ground, that was fucking football. The only thing I am disappointed in is the fact that the Ravens have played one way. That wasn't the Ravens went out there and tried to play like, I don't know, like, that wasn't the Ravens, but they went out there and tried to throw the ball around the yard, and it's a classic mistake I think a lot of coaches make when they try to outsmart their opponent to the point where they overdo it and they cook themselves in the process.
So moving forward, you're right. Like, Lamar has to play better. He had weapons this year. I think Tom Monken, he had everything. They had a like, come on, dog. Like, you got to do better. At least put up a game where you lose a close one. I feel like even though this game wasn't close, it wasn't close, man. It
literally was like one of the movie fights where someone's on the ground just fighting not to get choked out.
Yeah, it wasn't
to the end, And the reason being is because the two main factors to me is, three. Zay Flowers, come on, dog. Like, I know you're a rookie,
stupid penalty,
but no fucking excuses, bro. Like, no, I won't. Like, and I hate that people. He's a rookie, or he shouldn't have. I agree. Travis Kelce gets away with talking a lot of shit. I agree, but you know this. Yeah. Like, you know this. When the game is starting and going, and I hate how like football players are the only athletes that get this past the blackout. Like, oh man, he lost his pass. No, nigga. Get your shit on straight. Like, you just cut up off of fucking 50 yards, my nigga. Like, if he's holding your leg down, fuck it, nigga. You got the leg, I got the yards, and we about to get a touchdown. It's about to be 14-17, and you not finna win this game because this crowd will go crazy, and our defense is stopping it. But instead, you get a penalty. It sends you back, and then you get here's what really, and I think Zay Flowers is going to be a perennial All-Pro. He gets the ball again. And he does football wide receiver or football open field playmaker sin, especially in the NFL. Don't try to do too much. If you are able to run that long and dive, please believe, my nigga, someone is coming to punch that hoe because they're late. And that just so happens the nigga that was coming to do it was Ladarius Sneed.
Let's give him a little bit of grace. Just because he's a rookie, he's got to learn that shit.
No.
Come on, dog. He's a rookie.
Bro, it's football.
No, it is. It is. But High stakes, man. High stakes. Guys just don't think. They just don't think sometimes.
And I am one to say, because I am from the school of Jimmy Johnson. Nigga, think or there's the bus. Like, cause not thinking loses you games.
Yeah, it does.
There's no reason why, if everybody's sitting there telling you to play the game properly, why you should get penalties. I mean, mistakes happen, but I mean dumb penalties. Like, yeah. Now the fumble, the reason why that one to me is like, bro, it's because, dog, like, you have Lamar, you have and you have the run game. You have, if you don't score right here, it's okay, bro.
It was unnecessary.
You should know this. If the game in the moment is too big, you don't think, but you do. Like, there's times, and you see in pro basketball games, you don't think, oh yeah, man, what wasn't his fault? The fucking fumble. The fucking fumble did that. Yes, it was his fault.
Was his fault. The penalty, that was his fault as well.
Like, yeah, like everything was his fault on both of these. He fucked up. Like, accountability matters, and of all people. But yeah, I know this man, Sterling. He is Mr. Accountability Matters. Everything is your fault. So to see him give him grace is amazing. Everybody grows. but no. Okay, so I love that. I love that the audience said that. And I love that you said that, bro. The fumble was more of a play made, but you can't give them the chance to make that play right there.
You have to know that you're playing the Chiefs. You're in the AFC Championship game. You've got to think. You got to think.
Like, your mindset got to be, would I let him dive into?
Did he not watch the Bills and the Chiefs the week before? Mecole Hardman. Like, those are things where those should be teaching moments where veterans to say, hey, bro, like, hey, we got to protect the football. And I get that he's trying to make a play, but again.
And on top of this, Sterling, you'll agree with this. And I agree with momentum. You know what I'm saying? You're right. We're not saying that the play is just a fuck up by him as far as like the defense didn't do anything. We're saying that don't give the defense a chance to do anything when you could fall on the 3.
You could have prevented that.
Yeah, you could have wrapped up. You could try to truck anything but extend. Rule number 1 in the NFL, they tell you, don't extend that bitch. Like, they tell all the players, do not extend that ball, because if you do, it will be punched out. These are grown-ass men. So if you do extend the ball, you better get it across the plane. And that's why in the NFL, you don't see a lot of diving. You don't see a lot of ball extensions, because when players do that, like you said, you saw the week before, it got poked out. Like, if you put the ball forward in the NFL, they are going to bat it out of your hands. We're all grown men. If someone puts a ball out in front of you, you can smack it out their hand. We've all played that game. Smack the ball out their hand. You're not letting anybody just hold, you know what I'm saying? I was cracking. You're not letting anybody just hold the ball like that. So I think now the game is not total his fault. I just think we believe in momentum, and that is a momentum crusher. When that touchdown would have changed the whole course of that.
No, it would have. It would have. You got to help your quarterback out. All right. So before we get to the Super Bowl prediction, let's hit on this real quick because we're almost out of time. For sure. San Francisco, Detroit. Okay, like Detroit, they choke. You talk about a choke job. They had that game. They had the game. They had the game. And you piss down your leg. I mean,
is everything.
Jameson Williams had the game of his life. Right?
Bro, this is why you draft
Amon-Ra St. Brown was cooking. Josh Reynolds was shit. But all the rest of them niggas, they were balling. The defense, man, and you go up 17 at halftime, bro, and they fucking believe the hype too much, thinking that. First of all, you have to realize that San Francisco is they have the most explosive plays of any team in the NFL this season.
True.
This is what they do. Now, there's a lot to be said for their head coach, Dan Campbell. He was aggressive, and I appreciate the aggressiveness to an extent.
I don't,
but he put his team in some real tough spots. It's one thing if you're aggressive and you have Patrick Mahomes, you have Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, guys like that. But when you have Jared fucking Goff, that's not the time to be aggressive, bro.
I'm not hating on Jared Goff because Reynolds is the guy that dropped the pass. Jared Goff, I'm actually gonna say Jared Goff. I fuck with you. You did your thing. I'm just sitting here saying, no, that goes on Dan, bro. Like that, there are plays, Gibbs, you don't fumble, and bro, you can kick the ball to goal, 3 scores. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like that, like I have a saying that I tell people all the time. I have a saying like I tell people all the time because a lot of people like to say colloquialism like let your nuts hang, stick your chest out. When you let your nuts hang, they get clipped, and when you stick your chest
It
out too
costs
many
you.
times, you get
It's
shot.
gonna cost you.
And that so the people saying, well, that's how they played all year. It's the regular season. Duh. That's when you work kinks out. Like when you're up and you have a chance to go up more, you don't take a risk. Like there's no reason. Like I can understand that. I could literally understand if the game is tied and you're going for it. You know what I'm saying? Like I can understand that more than I can understand being up. Once you're up in the football game, as much as they were,
you got to do everything
you
you
just
can.
keep kicking field goals. If your kicker ends up with basketball numbers, and they're like, damn, that nigga had like 3, 4, 5 threes. Like, yes, we will do that. Like, that is and I hate how people are like, well, he's aggressive, and that's how they play. Fuck that. This is professional sports. This is not the highest level. This is where those mistakes are for college teams and high school teams. Nigga, you're supposed to know what to do. You're supposed to look at that and say, I know that normally, and I have a thing I'm gonna say about analytics too. Because people, what about the analytics? I know that normally I would go for it because that's the shit I do, but now I'm not gonna do it because it's fucking dumb and I want to win.
It is dumb.
Like
so
go ahead.
I feel like in this situation, man, like I think the aggressiveness is what got them to where they are, right? But I think it's just balance. I guess, like you said earlier in the show, like anything you do 22 times in a day is just it's imbalance. Like, and I think he was too
We all
much
know
for the
what we're thinking about when
analytics.
we say that.
Yeah. And they jacked off a fucking chance to play in the Super Bowl. They just did, bro. Detroit Buffalo style.
Segways.
These niggas just jacked it off, bro. They blew it.
And to blow it to a team that has to have their running back be the focal point.
Oh man,
they got a deep pass because the pass happened to bounce off your cornerback's face. off your quarterback's face. I mean, cornerback's face.
At that point, bro, oh, we gotta tone it back. Bro, we gotta just do what we gotta do.
Just exactly when they came out in that first drive and came out with hellfire and they're on bro, we kicking field goals and we getting the fuck out of San Fran. Like there is nothing into and when it comes to real sport, if you in the wreck and the game is 13-12, shoot the 3 from half court. I don't give a fuck. It's pickup. If you in high school, test your skills out unless you're in the playoffs. If you're in professional fucking sports, you do not take those risks. I don't care if you've played like that for the whole year. You don't do that, Dan Campbell, because what you did is you literally cost your team. You can't put your team in positions to lose as a head coach.
And not like that. And they had multiple chances, and he kept doing it.
And he kept doing it.
That's what's crazy to me.
That's what makes everybody want to say, God, you can't say like people saying get rid of him are stupid. He's a great coach, a culture changer. But someone needs to be paid a lot of money on that sideline to sit Dan and say, Dan, now is not the time, bro. You don't have to measure your dick right now, bro. You don't have to do it. Everybody knows you're packing heat. Paul, just let's get the dub.
There's believing in your guys, right? And then there's like, okay, it's excessive.
Dan is playing a mind game. He wants the other coach to know I beat you thoroughly through and fucking through. I didn't even have to kick. I beat you playing football. You know what I'm saying?
No way. I'm putting all my trust in Jared Goff.
Me and you on the opposite side of this because I actually believe Jared Goff and Baker Mayfield proved something to us because both of them were number one pick.
Stop.
And both of them went further.
Jared Goff, listen, you're gonna be the guy that has Jared Goff trotting his ass out there 4th and 2, 4th and 5, and trying to make a play.
After what I saw this, go ahead.
That's what you want. You want Jared Goff.
Now you're asking. Now that's a loaded question because I want?
That's the question I asked you.
No, because if I have a choice of anybody else, I'm going to take anybody else because I have Josh, I have Dak, I have Lamar.
I'd rather have Dak in that situation.
No, I'm saying I'm saying if I have Jared Goff and that's the guy that I have in that situation, I'm not worried about it because he wasn't the one that fucked up on Sunday.
Who fucked up?
Oh, Reynolds. I'm
Okay,
sorry,
he
Reynolds.
had that one drive where he
But
he could drop two
I'm
balls.
hard. That's your job.
Okay,
I'm
what
hard
about
on receivers, and we
yeah?
got Gibbs too.
Hey, Jared Goff had a
One,
pass. Jared Goff had a pass in the end zone. That nigga was wide
yeah.
open.
No,
Now you're
okay.
gonna have bad throws. You're gonna have throws. It ain't gonna be perfect. But kick the field
Man,
goal.
you're just making it worse on Campbell, bro. Because what you're describing is your players went out there and played their ass off, bro, and played a game of football. And mistakes happen in the game of
Yep,
football.
they do.
And that's why they have coaches, because you're supposed to be the one to make sure you can say at the end of the game, we had ups, we had downs, but we are here and we won in the end. You know what I'm saying? And
it's
you
not
couldn't do
poker.
that with them.
It's the NFC Championship game. That's where it comes in. Like it's not just
but
your pot; it's everybody's pot, and you just fucked it up.
But I would not put this on Goff. I think
Goff. No, it's Campbell more than anything.
It's Campbell, because I think if Campbell doesn't go for it like that, and Goff put the ball on the money to Reynolds, my nigga, catch the damn ball
twice.
Wide receivers, I don't give a fuck. Catch the ball. Like
wide open. Back, it's not like it was a contested catch,
bro.
Nigga is wide open.
There are in every position in football, and we'll get into this as more as the draft comes. There are things that are anything but that plays, and that is you could do anything but that. But if you do that, I probably don't want to see you here next year a lot.
You gotta go.
And that is if you're a quarterback, don't throw the ball to the other team. Protect the program.
You gotta go.
If you're a running back, do not fumble that bitch. Like nobody needs a fumble. If you're a running back, don't fucking fumble, bro, because you're gonna get the ball a lot of times. And if you're a wide receiver, if that motherfucker hits your hands and it's not some wild shit, catch the fucking ball, bro. Like this shit can't happen, bro. I'm sorry. But again, and then again, as a coach, so you don't fucking put him in a position this shit to happen. You don't put him in a position this shit to happen, it's not gonna happen. If you look at Jared Goff and say, hey man, I'm using my Dan Campbell voice. Hey man, we did our job, man. We got in field goal range, man. Let's kick this field goal, man, because we're gonna go to the Super Bowl, man. Instead, you grabbed your nutsack and Kyle Shanahan looked at you on the other side like the water boy coach and was like, I got you because I'm looking at a baby, because that's what he did to you. He made you look like a baby coach, bro. That's what he did, bro.
Okay, so we're getting out of here, but real quick, who do you have winning the Super Bowl? I'm going to root for the 49ers. I think the Chiefs are going to win. Who you got?
Okay, so we're gonna document this. What I say last week, as soon as I say some niggas gonna win, watch them lose. And what the Ravens do. So again, we're gonna see if someone breaks the motherfucking curse. Because I do think that this is the year that Kyle Shanahan gets his shit. I think San Francisco. How many shots we betting? Because B-Shaw, I will bring you on this motherfucking show to take your shots. Just to see you do it. But no, we can do 5 shots on the bowl. So, no matter.
Okay, so five shots that the 49ers win for you.
I think the 49ers
he's gonna take the Chiefs, and he's gonna do if he loses, he's got to come on here and do 5.
Yes, and he will. He's a man of his word. More so than most other people that you.
And he's got to drink. He's got to drink when I tell him to.
Oh no, he will. He'll take full part.
And I need to see the bottle. We need to see the bottle to make sure he didn't put water in that shit.
Don't challenge him because he will overdo it. He will be on this bitch wilding.
He said,
and he knows basketball, so he'll talk some basketball and Rockets with us. So
I think he needs 7. How about 7? If it's
we can do 7. I did 7 last time.
You did 7 last time. So it's 7.
He's like 7 v7. So it's 7.
Okay.
All right. Now, with that being said, as he knows, every time I do these kind of bets, I fucking lose. So
yes, you do.
I do, but I love them. It's like trying to dodge bullets.
My man's gonna be drinking 7 shots, bro.
But no, you know what? I think that the 49ers have a really good chance to win this game, even though that Pat Mahomes is the guy on the other side. I think Christian McCaffrey is actually the MVP of the NFL.
He's the guy.
And I think he when things got tough against Detroit, he ran through a motherfucker's face a couple times, over and over and over, until he got to his teammates, until it got in their mental that like, bro, like they're gonna have to die for this shit, like, because I'm about to die for this shit. So I just think that, like, and that's a phrase I use for guys in sports. When they look like they die for that shit, it's hard to beat him. And I know that Patty, he'll die for that shit, but Christian is looking for his first.
Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan is trying to erase 28-3. George Kittle is a dog. We didn't even talk about how he put Aiden Hutchinson in an accordion style MMA lockup. Get your ass on the ground and stay there. That nigga was saying hi to worms. And Aiden Hutchinson is a dog. But Kittle put him in the dirt. Dick and all. Get in there. Coughing. So I think that this is two teams that really want it. I think Chris Jones versus because he gonna find Trent Williams. Trent Williams gonna find him. Because two monsters like that, someone's gonna find.
I think they're gonna put him. I think they're gonna put him. Charles Omenihu towards ACL in this game or an NFC Championship game. So I think if you see Jones, I think you're gonna see him more rushing from the interior than.
No, I said, but they're gonna find each other because on one of the times the 49ers are gonna say, "So you gonna come from the inside?"
I want to see that.
Right? We're gonna have Trent come. One of them's gonna be the Hulk, and one of them's gonna be Thanos. So someone's getting their ass whooped in that matchup, and we here to see it. But I just think the physicality of the 49ers is going to be able to overtake the Chiefs, a la the team that they played in Detroit. That's how they were able to overtake the Chiefs at the beginning of the season. And I think physicality is going to reign supreme. I don't think that the 49ers are going to do some dumb shit and go out there and run the ball 6 times. This Christian McCaffrey is going to be going for Super Bowl MVP, and not in a selfish way, as in, yo, this is Super Bowl. You are CMC. We are not going to let you go down in history with having 10 carries in Super Bowl.
Yeah,
we will die with you having 25.
We know that he's going to have at least the run game. Yeah,
I won't say carries. I won't say carries.
He's going to have about 15 to 20 touches, and he's going to have about 5 to 7 receptions. I mean, we know McCaffrey's going to ball out. Shout out. He's a Valor Christian kid right here in Denver, Colorado, right up the street. What was that?
This one, I was going to say, not a sleeper, but because of McCaffrey and Purdy, watch out for Debo to win MVP.
Well, Debo's got to be healthy.
He's going to be.
Yeah, he's got to. I mean, come on, he has to play.
Turadol is a hell of a drug.
They're gonna. It's gonna be a good game, and I don't want to see the Chiefs win. I think we're all tired of it, but I think that. Huh?
I'm not so much tired of it. I just think
I'm tired of it.
Okay, I like the social experiment of the fact that we have people that don't even fuck know what football is, like that are just being thrown into this shit. But I think the world is tired of Swift. And peace out, y'all. I think the world is tired of Swift and the whole Kelsey love drama. And I know the world would throw up in their mouths and swallow it and throw up again if they saw them kissing in confetti. Which maybe it's a sinister nigga in me that kind of wants to see that. So I can say, you have to see love. But nah, I think San Francisco's gonna fuck that up. I think San Francisco they're just three times? They've failed.
I don't know.
They lost. Then they lost to Patty and them.
They have been back since.
Yeah, they lost. That was
they've been
the
NFC champ. They've been like 4 straight NFC championships.
That was the first one. 3. Yeah, they've been 4, lost 1, and been hurt the other 3.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So like,
they're healthy now.
Like I think San Francisco is.
We'll see how it plays out, man. But again, we're wrapping up the show here. You got shots to do if the 49ers lose this game. They don't win. So you best be hoping that this is a good Super Bowl, which will take place not this Sunday, which is a Pro Bowl, but it will take place next week. So that is it, folks. Make sure you follow, subscribe to the Hesi podcast. Me and Russ will be back next week. I don't know what we're going to talk about. We'll find some shit to talk about. But we're going to do our thing. But hey, wherever you are, make sure you have a great fucking weekend, man. And we love doing this shit. And we up out of here.
तेरी यादों का तेरी याद में निहा 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 तेरी याद